Live from the campus of Penn State University, this is PSN News. It's Monday, March 16th. We have all you need to know about an ongoing dispute between Penn State and the State College Spikes, as well as more on national recognition for local students.
We also have the latest information on the Iran war, along with sports, entertainment, weather, and an interview. Stay tuned. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Olivia Sweigart.
And I'm Audia. A Center County court has denied Penn State's request to lift an automatic pause on an eviction order against the State College Spikes. The decision allows the minor league baseball team to continue its appeal while a broader legal dispute with the university moves forward. Penn State filed the lawsuit in March, claiming the team failed to properly renew its lease at Medler Field at Lubrano Park and owes more than $1.7 million in unpaid rent and other costs.
A high school student in the State College area won first place in a national math and science competition last Tuesday. 17-year-old Connor Hill, a senior at Delta High School, received a $250,000 prize and took the top honor for his geometry research project. Hill placed first among nearly 2,600 students, including 40 finalists. Hill says, quote, "It was truly unreal to just have my research recognized. I was not expecting it, and so it was just an amazing feeling."
A woman is suing a State College area trampoline park after she says she broke her back jumping into a foam pit. The lawsuit claims the 21-year-old landed on a hard surface at Get Air on East College Ave in March 2024 because the pit was dangerously shallow. She suffered compression fractures in 2 vertebrae and is seeking more than $50,000 in damages. The company says a liability waiver signed by the woman's mother should require the dispute to go to arbitration instead of court.
Chipotle is set to open its 3rd location in Center County on Wednesday. The restaurant is located on South Atherton Street and will feature a drive-through pickup lane. The drive-through, called the Chipotle Lane, lets customers pick up digital orders. Chen's Mongolian Buffet was the former business at the location, but closed in 2025. This is one of 2 new Chipotle locations planned in the area. What kind of weather can students expect for this week? Student meteorologist Frank Gargione is live in studio with this week's forecast. Frank?
Thanks, Olivia. We take a live look here at Beaver Stadium. Nightfall, we do have some rain, and eventually that will change over to snow, believe it or not. It's been a wild day of weather here in State College. We had temperatures in the 60s this afternoon, but those have since dropped down into the 40s. Currently 41 degrees right now in State College. With that rain, though, that will eventually switch to snow. I'll get to that in just a second. It feels like 34, a dew point of 39. Visibility pretty clear at 5 miles with a westerly wind at 12 miles per hour. As we take a look at the radar and satellite, we had a pretty potent severe weather threat today. However, that threat did not materialize as models forecasted. However, we did have a severe thunderstorm warning right around noontime, just to the east here of State College, that brought some gusty winds. But other than that, nothing of much note. The cold front that is bringing this weather right now is sweeping across the state. This is a 6-hour loop of the radar and satellite. You can see all the rain, and then once take a look towards the west behind that cold front, eventually snow. Just finally now starting to get into Center County. But you could better see this cold front really on the temperature map. This is the temperature loop of the last 6 hours. You see it just sweeping east here across the state of Pennsylvania. We got to 63 degrees in State College, and now we're only currently sitting at 41 degrees right now. And this will only eventually continue to work its way east as we head throughout the rest of the day here. You can see this starting to move east here overnight tonight and into early tomorrow morning. Temperatures getting into the low 20s, possibly the teens across the majority of the state of Pennsylvania, continuing all the way throughout tomorrow as well. Not much relief with temperatures getting into the mid to upper 20s before finally getting down into the right around the freezing mark. As you can see here, we are having some technical difficulties with this clicker, so bear with me as I continue throughout. Once again, we can take a look at the temperatures for tonight and into early tomorrow morning. Here we are, 21 degrees here around 6:30 in the morning. Bradford currently will be sitting at 15 degrees. And as we continue throughout the rest of the day, Tuesday, like I mentioned, not much relief with temperatures only getting into the mid to upper 20s as our high. And this continues as we head throughout overnight into Tuesday and into Wednesday, with our low temperature getting down into the teens. That is right, the teens here, and that will continue as we head throughout the rest of the day. Now we take a look at our radar and satellite. We do have some snow expected overnight and overnight tonight as that cold front starts sweeping by through us, and we do have the temperatures getting down to the 20s. As we head into out tomorrow, we do expect some snow showers in the region before this clicker is really, the signal is as bad as the weather right now, but now we're currently looking at our future gusts getting into the 20s and possibly 30s here in State College as we head throughout the day Tuesday as well, before we really start to taper off as we get Tuesday into Wednesday, with the wind gusts getting into the single digits. As we take a look tonight here in State College, a low of 22 with snow showers early, a westerly wind at 16 miles per hour, and a 100% chance of precipitation. Before we get into tomorrow as well, wind gusts again in 16 miles per hour and a high of 30. And now here is our 7-day forecast. The 30s will not stick around. Tuesday, 30. Wednesday, 37 before we see temperatures get back to around average here on Thursday, 47 degrees and cloudy before we really get into the 50s, potentially reaching 60 here to start our weekend on Saturday before dropping back down into the 40s on Monday with a high temperature of 42. Back to you, Olivia.
Thanks, Frank. Now over to Emily with the latest in sports.
Thanks, Olivia. I'm Emily Suplee with your sports update. The number 3 Penn State women's hockey is advancing to the Frozen Four for the first time in program history. They beat the number 6 ranked UConn Hockey Saturday night in the regional final to secure their spot in the semifinals. Goaltender Katie Disa recorded her 12th shutout of the season with a 3-0 win. The Nittany Lions will face off against the number 2 Wisconsin Badgers on Friday in Pagula Ice Arena. The winner of that game will play on Sunday in the championship game. Penn State track and field participated in the NCAA Indoor Championships this past weekend. On the final day, they received 7 individual All-American honors. Alan Clay placed 3rd in the men's 800-meter final. He was the only Nittany Lion who placed in the top 3 for any event, earning him first-team All-American. On Friday, Maddie Pitts competed in the women's pentathlon. She placed 5th and earned another first-team All-American, the only female Nittany Lion to do so. Both men's and women's March Madness brackets were released on Sunday night. Fans can finally start filling out brackets based on who they think will win the NCAA tournaments. The top seeds for the men are the Duke Blue Devils, the Michigan Wolverines, the Arizona Wildcats, and the Florida Gators, while the women's top seeds are the UConn Huskies, the UCLA Bruins, the Texas Longhorns, and the South Carolina Gamecocks. Brackets are due later this week at the start of the first game of the first round. The United States sled hockey team won gold last night against Canada at the 2026 Paralympics. This is the 5th consecutive time the team has taken home the gold. Jack Wallace had the first goal of the game and would later tally a hat trick, accounting for half of the goals scored by Team USA. They gave up the lead early in the second period for the first time this tournament, but came back to win 6-2. They become the 3rd USA hockey team to beat Canada in the gold medal game this year in Milan, a hat trick of sorts for USA hockey. That's all for your sports update. After the break, Katie Karkanig has the latest in the world of entertainment. Stay tuned.
Live from the campus of Penn State University, this is PSN News.
Penn State Network News is a student-produced, bi-weekly live news show featuring all student talent.
From local and national news to sports, entertainment, weather, and live interviews, we have it all.
We also feature student-made packages from across campus.
Airing every Monday and Wednesday at 7 p.m.
We are PSN News.
Be sure to check us out on Twitter and Facebook at PSN News, on Instagram at Penn State Network News, and to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/PSN News.
Have a good night and stay safe, Penn State.
Welcome back to PSN News. I'm Katie Karkanig with your entertainment update. Emmy winner Colin Jost will bring smiles and laughter to the BJC this Wednesday. The Saturday Night Live star will hold a stand-up comedy show in the Bryce Jordan Center at 7:30 p.m. Jost is best known for his work on SNL's Weekend Update segment that he's co-hosted since 2014. PSU Spa announced his show on March 2nd, along with a ticket link posted in their Instagram bio. Cell phone use is prohibited during this event. Family history has been alive for 75 years at Keen's Barbershop. Keen celebrated 75 years of cutting hair yesterday in Millheim. The hair cuttery was originally opened in Bollesburg in 1951 by current owner Rob Jackson's great-grandfather, Nestor Keen. The store moved locations twice from Bollesburg to Center Hall to now Millheim. Jackson took over store ownership in 2008 after his grandfather passed away and is, quote, a long way from retiring. The 98th Annual Academy Awards ceremony occurred last night. Hosted by Conan O'Brien, the Oscars opened with Josh Groban belting out a tune in celebration of O'Brien's imaginary Oscar win, which then led into the real awards. Paul Thomas Anderson's One Battle After Another took home 6 awards last night, including Best Picture, Director, and Supporting Actor. Sinners secured 4 wins, including Best Lead Actor and Best Score. And one memorable moment from the night was the rare tie that occurred during the Best Live Action Short Film category. Only 7 ties have ever been awarded in Oscars history. The event is available to watch now on Hulu or abc.com. NBC Universal will stop production on multiple programs by the end of this year. Chairman Francis Berwick says NBC Universal is making changes to better align with the preferences of local programming stations. Shows impacted by the cancellations include Access Hollywood, Access Daily, and The Steve Wilkos Show. This decision will result in the layoffs of several crew members and executives within the first-run division. The network is yet to announce the airing date for the final episodes of each show. That's all for your entertainment update. Coming up next, interview anchor Haley Miller will be speaking with Caleb Levesque, the president of the Statesman. Stay tuned.
All of us here at the Belisari Media Center, we are
Penn State Sports Night.
Ready, mics? 3, 2, fade in on 2, mic and cue.
This is Nittany Talk.
Like us making shows out
I would say spring.
Slow down.
And he knew that. How do you say
I know.
she continues to hold her values and everything though, and I think that that's really important. So yeah, and self-care Saturday.
And you lose a lot of sleep.
Yes, agreed. Yeah.
Bye.
Live from the campus of Penn State University, this is PSN News.
Penn State Network News is a student-produced, bi-weekly live news show featuring all student talent.
From local and national news to sports, entertainment, weather, and live interviews, we have it all.
We also feature student-made packages from across campus.
Airing every Monday and Wednesday at 7 p.m.
We are PSN News.
Be sure to check us out on Twitter and Facebook at PSN News, on Instagram at Penn State Network News, and to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/PSN News.
Have a good night and stay safe, Penn State. Hey everyone, welcome to Culture Central. My name is Jaden Stewart.
What's good, everybody? My name is Eric Pichardo, and we are your hosts,
creators,
and executive producers of Culture Central. Is this Whitney Houston?
We're doing things that have never been done before, so welcome to the family.
Hey everyone, we are Red Carpet News, your main source of entertainment news at Penn State University.
Man, this festival is going to be popping.
I'm Alex Porzillo, here with Aiden Harold.
He's going to 23rd with Daddy Elon Warbucks to actual space away from Kim.
So insane, especially during Kendrick's part when they came out, reporting on anything from music, movies, TV shows, fashion, to celebrity gossip. You don't want to miss out on any of the hot topics we discuss.
Find our segments on YouTube under the name Red Carpet News for your daily dose of entertainment.
We are Red Carpet News.
If you don't include human beings, you cannot accurately model the way the climate has changed over the last 50 years.
And I don't know that we're ever going to be free of some sort of bug.
That the natural state of motion for something to be in is to remain in its current state of motion.
Been lucky enough to discover various things out there. Pulsars, exoplanets, and some other phenomena that ended up being interesting.
Hi, I'm Johnson Gary with Asking Penn State.
With Asking Penn State,
Asking Penn State.
Asking Penn State. Asking Penn State.
Welcome back to Asking Penn State.
Welcome back to PSN News. I'm Haley Miller, and today I'm joined by Caleb Levesque, the president of the Statesman. Thank you so much for coming in to chat with us today, Caleb.
Thank you for having me, Haley.
So, can you just give us a history and a background of what the Statesman is and does?
Yeah, absolutely. So the Statesman was founded in 2012, and it's the Penn State premier all-male a cappella group because we are Penn State's only all-male a cappella group. So it's just a group of guys that love to come together and sing, and we do a bunch of different gigs throughout the semester around campus, whether it be at tailgates or even private events. And then we also compete in the ICCAs, which is the International Competition of Collegiate a cappella. And we also participate in Thon, which actually we were lucky enough to be able to sing the national anthem these past 2 years in a row. So we've been really, really grateful to have that opportunity.
So you're the president of the Statesman. What duties do you have as president?
Yeah, absolutely. So a lot of my duties are kind of front of office, if you will. So I deal with a lot of some political or public relations, but mostly I'm behind the scenes. So in terms of delegating and arranging who's doing what where, if you will. And then also just kind of ensuring that the work gets done not only on time, but also that it gets done in general and efficiently. Yeah, we have a great group. Our executive board is extremely well equipped to handle pretty much anything at this point. But yeah, without the support of my executive group, board, there would be no Statesman. So yeah, I'm really thankful for them.
So there's multiple a cappella groups on campus. What makes the Statesman different from the others? Yeah,
I would say not only the all male aspect, if you will, but also each a cappella group has their own personality, if you will. And I would say ours is a lot more, fun. We like to have a lot of fun. And it's just a group of guys that, once again, we don't take ourselves too seriously. We just have a fun time and sing songs that everyone likes. And we just try to really bring people joy. Not saying that other a cappella groups don't, but I would say that's kind of our biggest goal, especially. We just have a great time, just group of guys.
So how did you get involved with the Statesman? And maybe before that, how did you get involved with a cappella?
Yeah, so I've been singing for much of my life, and I really got into a cappella when I went to boarding school. And so through boarding school, I was able to join an all-male group there. And I really just fell in love with not only the concept of singing a cappella, but also just the environment. The all-male aspect is very, very comforting. And then furthermore, when it came to Penn State, I originally wasn't involved in any a cappella when I first came to Penn State, and I really, really regretted that. So my second semester, freshman year, I decided to come out for the Statesman. I'd done a lot of research on the different a cappella groups, and I kind of decided this was the one I really wanted to go for. And yeah, it kind of history wrote itself from there. And I fell in love with the group of guys, and it's a good time.
So that decision process, what did that look like? What really drew you to the Statesman? Yeah,
I would say that personality, like I was talking about earlier, just the people, as soon as I walked in the room, the audition room, it can be very, very intimidating walking in that room, especially the way that we do it was all the members sit in for the entire audition just so we can all have a voice in the process and make sure it's fully equitable. But it can be very, very intimidating, as you can probably imagine. So it was walking into that room and seeing all like the kind faces around me, and really just kind of by the end of it, understanding that they wanted me there and I wanted to be there as well. So it was an awesome experience.
So you mentioned you guys performed at Thon the past 2 years. You sang the national anthem. What other events are you guys involved with?
Yeah, absolutely. So our fall is a lot more
smaller gigs. So we'll do like we've sang at the highest donors meeting. That's actually was in the spring last year. We also do a lot of events in terms of around homecoming. So we'll sing for the President's Watch Party. We'll sing for a doctors association, a lot of alumni association meetings. So we do a lot of work in that aspect, but we also have done recently more private gigs, which has actually been really, really interesting to engage with the Penn State community a lot more. And it's been really, really enjoyable to get to not only know people on a smaller level, but also kind of surprise people. And it's fun. It's fun. It's a good time. We have fun with it. But yeah, those are our biggest. And then we also do a lot of fun gigs. We hang out with the a cappella community and as a whole. We have a lot of like social gatherings and stuff. And then we also do tailgate singing, which is really, really fun. So we go around to tailgates and like it's a lot more relaxed and like very free, and we just have a good time with it.
So continuing with all the fun stuff, you guys recently released a new album. What did the creation of that album and what was that process like?
So we started the creation of the actual album itself November of 2024 now, that's crazy to think about. So that process, we recorded the first 2 singles first. We released 2 singles as well as an album. And the singles were recorded first. And then in the spring is when we did a lot more live recordings. So we did all those live recordings, did a couple studio recordings as well. And then from there, it is a process of kind of just mix and repeat, understand what's going right, what's going wrong, and kind of just adjust the songs from there. And I think we went through 7 rounds of mixes, 10 rounds of mixes. So it's definitely a tall ask to tackle as a student organization, but it is fully worth it with the result. And I think it came out really well.
So Pitch Perfect is one of my favorite movies. How does that film compare to the reality of a real a cappella group?
That's a great question. I would say the biggest similarity, I'll start with similarities. The biggest similarity would be the camaraderie. There is a lot of camaraderie within the a cappella community. And yeah, we have a lot of fun. It's a good time. Everyone enjoys singing. Where it gets a little crazy is in terms of like the life lessons. I mean, you learn a lot of life lessons from a cappella, but in terms of the drama and the craziness of it all, it's not that crazy. It's a lot more docile. But we do have a lot of fun. We do take it seriously, but not too seriously. But yeah, I would say that's it's a little similar, but
all right.
Yeah.
Good to know. I've always wondered. Caleb, thank you so much for joining us today and telling us more about your experience with the Statement. Now stick around because coming up, Christian and Olivia will have the latest news from across the nation.
Ready, Mike? 3, 2, fade in on 2, Mike and Q.
This is Nittany Talk.
Like us making shows out there.
I would say spring.
Slow down.
When he knew that, how do you think
I know.
She like continues to hold her values and everything though, and I think that that's really important. So yeah, and self-care Saturday.
And you lose a lot of sleep.
Yes, agreed.
Hey everyone, welcome to Culture Central. My name is Jaden Stewart.
What's good, everybody? My name is Eric Pichardo, and we are your hosts,
creators,
and executive producers of Culture Central. Is this Whitney Houston?
We're doing things that have never been done before, so welcome to the family.
If you don't include human beings, you cannot accurately model the way the climate has changed over the last 50 years.
And I don't know that we're ever going to be free of some sort of bug.
The natural state of motion for something to be in is to remain in its current state of motion.
I'm lucky enough to discover various things out there. Pulsars, exoplanets, and some other phenomena that ended up being interesting.
Hi, I'm Johnson Gary with Asking Penn State.
With Asking Penn State.
Asking Penn State.
Asking Penn State. Asking Penn State.
Welcome back to Asking Penn State.
The World Anti-Doping Agency is considering a rule that could bar President Donald Trump and other U.S. government officials from attending the 2028 Olympic Games in Los Angeles. The proposal stems from a dispute on under unpaid U.S. dues to global anti-doping organization, totaling more than $7 million over the past 2 years. The rule would apply to governments that failed to pay their required funding. WADA officials say the proposal is still under discussion and has not yet been approved.
A man who drove his car into a Michigan synagogue Thursday afternoon had 4 family members killed in an Israeli strike in his home country of Lebanon. 41-year-old Ayman Mohammed Ghazali crashed his car into Temple, Israel, outside Detroit and fired a gun through the windshield. There has not been enough evidence at this time to classify the incident as an act of terrorism, but investigations are still ongoing. No one inside of the synagogue was injured.
A former Army National Guard member who previously served prison time for attempting to aid the Islamic State is dead after opening fire in a classroom on Thursday at Old Dominion University in Virginia. Authorities say 1 person was killed and 2 others were injured in the shooting. FBI officials say ROTC students confronted and subdued the gunman within minutes, preventing further casualties. Investigators say the suspect had been on supervised release after serving time for a terrorism-related conviction. The FBI says the attack is now being investigated as an act of terrorism.
The Trump administration is suing the state of California over their nation-leading vehicle emission standards. President Donald Trump has continuously criticized California's high gas prices, which are due to environmental regulations and taxes. The administration has also fought to curb tailpipe emissions and promote electric vehicle use. California Democratic Governor Gavin Newsom's office says that Trump is now, quote, attacking the Golden State for trying to give Californians more freedom and cheaper options. Now over to Lauren with the latest in global news.
Thanks, Olivia. I'm Lauren Perry with your international news update. As the United States is now in the 3rd week of war with Iran, the Trump administration says the conflict will end within weeks or sooner. Israel's military says they have several targets left to strike. President Trump says the U.S. is not ready to make a deal with Iran, saying the current terms are not good enough. Due to the ongoing tensions between the two countries, the U.S. gas prices have risen 23% since the war began, and 6 U.S. service members were killed in a plane crash in Iraq. Before making his way to politics in Nepal, Balendra Shah created a following in the underground rap scene, performing songs that talked about the country's corruption and inequality. His music touched young people across the nation. Now, the 35-year-old rapper is on his way to becoming Nepal's next prime minister, after protests held that forced the government out. His party secured the largest mandate in Nepal's modern electoral history in the last week's national elections. Shah is expected to take office in the next coming days once the results are confirmed. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Lauren. That concludes our show tonight at PSN News.
Be sure to check us out on Twitter and Facebook at PSN News, on Instagram at Penn State Network News, and to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/PSN News.
Have a good night and stay safe, Penn State.